Hey, this is Civilian Jones with Imbalanced. Seed's been a bit busy, so I'm going to be helping making this video. This is the first video that I've made. It took me a week and a half, and it was meant to cover the Season 1 of the WC3 League, but it's a little bit late, so please forgive me. But without a delay, let's move on to the actual videos. Here we have Fnatic Winner playing Undead against MTW Hant, and he gets a nice little ogre kill with his death coil. It was this kind of harassment that was around the whole game. However, Winner wasn't doing quite as well. He tries to creep jack MTW Hant, but it's not very effective with all those archers. Nevertheless, he does get an expo kill. He had tried once before and it didn't work. But the Wisps come to heal it like they did last time, and bam, Nova with death coil to kill the Wisps. Expo goes down, and then Winner gets out of there. In this last battle, the Lich has a healing scroll, but I feel, and it's used right now, and I feel like it was a little bit too early. It seems like the gargoyles weren't quite hurt enough to really justify using it then. Here we have MTW Taker attacking Fnatic Byaku's base with his Farseer and Wolves. They end up killing this tower, and it's this kind of harassment that sort of leans the game toward MTW Taker's side. And later, Taker gets a Wand of Lightning Shield and just starts tearing up those peasants with that grunt. Byaku sees this, and he also built a house near one of the merchant camps. So he buys a troll, sends it over in hopes of abolishing magic, the Wand of Lightning Shield. Although another benefit from this troll is that this troll starts healing some peasants that would have otherwise been killed by this grunt attacking them. So it's a good way to save a little bit more gold and a few more units. Here we have the Archmage teleporting out because of low health. And I would have just sent the Wyverns right into the base to go get the Archmage, you know. Even if he gets a potion, you know, he can't do much. Here we have the Beastmaster sent in by Byaku as a diversion. And then a diversion from the diversion is the Illusioned Archmage that they're going after. But nevertheless, they do come in and destroy the Beastmaster, kill the Archmage, and MTW Taker wins the game. Here we have Fnatic versus MTW team game, and you can see Lilith here planting an AOW at the at Sunshine's expansion. That's just great meshing teamwork. Here we have Lilith attacking the Beastmaster, or the Farseer, and the Farseer creates an illusion of himself just before he dies. But you know, Lilith doesn't stop for the illusion. He knows what's going on. We have more attacking of MTW's base. MTW has really been forced back, and Fnatic's been on the attacking side, and this continues. This is down at the expansion, but as you see on the mini-map, MTW forces are coming into Lilith's base. So Lilith starts running his army over immediately, and Sunshine finishes attacking the expansion more and then TP's in here. Unfortunately, Lilith's Tree of Life does die, but MTW is going downhill at this point. They're just getting slaughtered by Fnatic's army. And with all the attrition, Fnatic comes out on top. Here we have Landfan Joey creeping his turtles on Turtle Rock with his AOW, and who's doing the same thing? Play Mamoru. They're both Night Elf, and this is very much of a mirror match. Here they are both fighting with their archers and their demon hunters. The demon hunters are both mana burning each other, but since both of them are running out of mana, it's not doing very much damage, not very effective, and sort of a boring game. Nevertheless, we have an interesting move. Both the AOWs are moving out so that they can be used tactically, and the AOWs end up getting in a big punching war. However, the bears do finally collide. Play Mamoru has a slight advantage, and also Play Mamoru has slight difference in his army. He has a KOTG as a second hero, while Landfan Joey has a Naga as a second hero. Now, this makes the difference when the DH is in red health and is running away but is entangled and killed by it. Flame Hammer also had its AOW still alive, which helped turn the battle. Here we have Play Avery going DK Fiends and Landfan Space going Lich Ghouls. Avery creates a Illusion Fiend and hopes that Space will attack that instead of one of the real Fiends, but alas, Space cannot be fooled there. However, Avery goes back to Space's base in hopes of killing the graveyard so he can keep a technological leg up. However, the battle's grueling and there's no real progress made either way with all this running about. The graveyard is almost killed, but Avery has to run out, although he does return and kill the graveyard later. Here we have the deciding battle here. We have Fiends versus Fiends, it's very even, however, Avery has Destroyers. That extra damage output is really the key in this battle. It doesn't matter if you're webbing them or not, they're just putting out more damage and killing more enemy units. But Space goes to Avery's Expo in hopes of destroying the Expo and having a chance to the game, but Avery just destroys Space's army and it's game over. While Virus is creeping, he's so paranoid about the Blade Master stealing the Rock Golem kill that he actually drops a Dust of Appearance while creeping. How amazing. Later we see a maneuver that justifies Virus feeling scared about the Blade Master. Virus runs through the Incinerator's undead base, so Incinerator sends his Blade Master over to the expansion with the Staff of Teleport. The Blade Master walks along with the undead army and then strikes, hoping to deter the undead. However, the undead's not deterred, undead just kicks the Blade Master's butt. So the Blade Master has no choice but to run away. But the Blade Master has a plan. The rest of his army is still at the center of Lost Temple and has been creeping with the Torn Chieftain. So the Blade Master runs over to them and gets a teleportation off right next to the undead army. So the undead army is scared away, teleports away. While Virus is creeping, a little bit later, while Virus is creeping, a Tome of XP is dropped, but he doesn't have the chance to pick it up because Incinerator comes in and starts just pounding on Virus. Tome of XP sits there for a while. However, the Blade Master does pick up the Tome of XP, but it doesn't really matter because Virus has won the battle anyway. And he tries to save a Kodo Beast with Zeppelin, but that doesn't work either. And this is the team game of Mouse Sports against SK. And Hasu gets a Fire Lord as a second hero, and he gets a lot of lava spawns. And Over2 takes expansion, and he just mauls the peasants. And with this kind of harassment, he's allowed to go Temple of the Damned. Take hasn't been able to get any kind of dispel, and neither has the Orc, his partner. That's Fish. And the Necromancers with their skeletons, they just destroy human base. It's really no contest. The game is over at this point. There is more fighting between the Orc and the Mouse Sports team, Spell and Hasu. And the Orc managed to get Spirit Walkers and they're in Disenchant, but it really doesn't matter. This game is over. In this game we have 4K Zeus as the Night Elf and Farseer as the Orc. Here Farseer is running away with his Blade Master and nicely just runs away, or the Night Elf ignores him. Here we have Zeus attacking Farseer at his base. Zeus ended up doing this a lot, keeping Farseer tied down. And here Farseer teleports back to his base while the Blade Master's in low health. But it doesn't matter since the Blade Master goes back and runs into battle to get killed. As you can see at the top, there's an Ancient Protector building you just barely see. And that later becomes a problem for Farseer. However, Farseer gets catapults out, fends off the Night Elf army, Zeus, and it's successful. So Zeus comes back with Druids of the Talons, of course, against Orc, and he cyclones all of those catapults. There's not much that Farseer can do against this, but he puts up with it, though his Blade Master dies. Throughout this game, Zeus had a strategy of uprooting his structures and using them for tactical uses, and here we have 3 of his Ancient of Wars that were sent across the map to help him in a battle. However, they're ineffective because they all die before Zeus's army actually gets here. The Lightning Shield does well against Grunts, although Grunts have so much HP that it wouldn't be as effective as it would be against, like, say, Peasants. But the Mountain Giant in general is a good strategy to make them put a lot of, wasted attack into that Mountain Giant. With the Warden's ultimate skill summon, that's pretty much winning the game here. The Orc army is worse off as it is, and with the Warden summon, it's just absolute victory here. The Warden does die, but it doesn't matter. In this game, we have a perversion of mirror matches. Why? Because it's a team game with all the same race. That's right. For MYM, we have Lucifer and Susura, both as Night Elf, and we also have Romina Zuho also going Night Elf. The interesting thing with that is that you have lots of Demon Hunters. All of them go Demon Hunter. You also get an Ancient of War fight inside someone's base. MYM had Gaul to plant the AOW there. And interestingly enough, in addition to all going DHs, they also all go Huntresses. Now, if you look, there's an aura under all those Huntresses. And if you look closer to one of the Demon Hunters, one of them has Allura's Flute of Accuracy. And what does that do? 10% increase to ranged attacks. This is the key that wins the game for MYM. I personally believe. It may not be much, but over time, that advantage that you've gotten builds up, and that's why MYM won. This game is between MYM Moon and World Elite Sohu. Here we have Moon with his KOTG getting followed by the Priestess Bird, an unlikely first choice for a skill for the Priestess of the Moon. Here we have Moon dropping ballistas at the rooted gold mine, hoping to destroy it, but the archers come out and stop that from happening.
Our warriors have engaged.
Here we have Suho's fairy dragons fighting Moon with his ballistas and KOTG. Nothing can really attack the fairy dragons well. Moon has a few archers, but they're really not effective at all. Suho is coming out fairly on top of this, and in addition, Suho is being creative with goblin sappers. The first sapper he gets next to the Tree of Life and is able to explode, but the second one is destroyed. Here we have the KOTG going Tranquility, and then the Priestess going Starfall, but Moon isn't going to have any of that and entangles the Priestess to stop the Starfall. Impressive. Here we also have Moon coming out a little bit more on top, but still having difficulty with the Fairy Dragons. Here the Priest of the Moon starts Starfall again, and Moon knows that he doesn't want to get in there, just backs up. Nevertheless, he can't run away, and the Priest and the Bears are still tearing up his army. Moon is taking heavy damages from this, but luckily he's been building up the secondary army that he wasn't bringing in immediately. Here he brings in his other units and units he's been able to make with his Expo. Druids of the Talons and lots of archers, and it just kills what's left of Suho's army. Here we have 4K Groby attacking Nengchung at top play number 10. He has to run away because the enemy is teleporting in, but he still shockwaves for the Moonwell kill. At number 9 we have Fnatic Sunshine helping his partner Lilith. He boxes in on one side the footman, and then gets his water elemental that he just summoned to block in the footman on the other side. Nice little easy kill. Good job, Fnatic. Here we have Mouse Romero running away as Farseer Raiders from SK Deadman. Deadman cyclones him, and the Raiders come in and ensnare the two heroes in hopes that his hero can get free, but the Farseer dies anyway. Here 4K Zeus is creeping his expansion with 3 trees. He has his Tree of Life, an Ancient of Wind, and an Ancient of War, all creeping this creep, and it's just a little bit silly, but it works out for him. Here we have MYM Lucifer with his Death Knight and Lich, killing all of the archers of WE Check. He gets 1, and a 2nd, and Nova for a 3rd, and finally a Death Coil for a 4th, all in this little At number 6 we have Verge Hunter running away as Farseer from U5 Incinerator and U5 Pado. However, he stops to attack and gets cornered in trees and can't get away. Here we have Play Mamre creeping, and he sees his opponent go into his base, so his Naga teleports his Demon Hunter and manages to scare away all those bears just with the Demon Hunter. I don't know what Joey was thinking. In this game we have 4K Todd against Nip Ghostop, and 4K Todd brings in his peasants and surrounds the Crypt Lord. Crypt Lord can't run away, and even though it has a lot of health and a DK trying to back it up with Death Coil, the Crypt Lord is forced to TP out. Impressive use of presence. At top lane number 2 we have SK Insomnia with his peasant against Mousespell's Footman. The peasant first runs an evasion pattern through the creeps, and when that is troublesome, he goes into the gold mine, and since he has gold, he just walks right through the Footman and right through the creep. However, then he attacks the creeps, and the Footman gets attacked while SK Insomnia gets away. At top play number 1, we have SK Hot creeping, and Mousesass comes in and corners them with 2 creeps and 2 huntresses, a 4 corner. And then SK Hot's Priestess dies. Top play. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Imbalanced. I know it is my first one, so there's probably many things that are wrong with it. And after this is up for a couple weeks, we're probably not going to save it in the archives because we don't want people to be reminded of this crappy episode. But it's been fun making this, and I intend to make another one